Hi and welcome to this video about how to do keyword research for free. And keyword research often seems like black magic. Unless you know the best way, you're doomed, but that's not the case. There are a few main ways to do keyword research, but I'm going to show you the one that gets the most useful results you can use now and start getting traffic for them pretty soon. Before I do that, just a quick digression. A lot of people suggest using the Google keyword tool, but that has some quite major problems. First off, it's not up to date. I've targeted keyword phrases for anything up to 2 years that get traffic because I see results coming through to my pages, but they don't appear in the keyword tool. Secondly, it's designed basically to get more advertising for Google. It's not designed for SEO or anything like that. They want more people to advertise, and that actually means a couple of things. It means that there's the low volume, which is the only way to get ranked quickly nowadays unless you're a stupidly big site, just don't show because it doesn't make any revenue for Google. And the other thing is the figures are they're made up, but they're disguised to look as though they're accurate, and we tend to believe any kind of figure that a computer so if someone quoted that, I don't know, 52.7% of searches are done by voice, you'd probably believe it, even if that was complete fiction. And that's the same with the figures in the Google keyword tool. They are fiction. If you look at them closely, they're actually banded, but they don't sort them by volume, so you don't notice that there's 5 or 6 or 7 all identical figures. So that's why I don't use that. Instead, I suggest you use the same option that real people use day in, day out, and that's the instant results that Google shows you as soon as you start typing. And incidentally, if you've got instant results turned on, you'll get shown a maximum of 4 suggestions, but for our purposes it's much better to turn those off and get up to 10 suggestions. The way to do that is to use the cog. Now, there's a little cog that shows up, but it doesn't actually appear on Google until you've done a search. So it's up there, search settings, and then never show instant results. And so long as that's clicked, instead of the 4 results that you currently get, you'll get up to 10, and that's a lot better because it saves you doing lots more searches. The suggestions are up to date, and I'll show you that. I'm recording this on June the 7th. Muhammad Ali tragically died a few days ago, and if we do that, fourth result there, Muhammad Ali funeral and dead. So those are up there. If you went into the keyword tool today, you wouldn't find those because it hasn't had a chance to process them. And if I'd done that a few days ago, they'd have still been there. So they're totally up to date. And because they save typing and they tick the kind of "that's what I was looking for" box inside your head, they get searches. As I said, if you're looking for that, you'd be probably looking for what's the funeral arrangements, what's maybe some quotes, all that kind of thing. And even if your competition isn't targeting those phrases, then that's their problem really, because chances are they're not targeting those phrases because they're waiting for months or even years before they show up in the keyword planner. That's a phrase I picked up, meditation for beginners, about 2 years before it appeared in the Google keyword tool, and chances are most of those still won't show up in it. So that means your competition, you're ahead of them, which is always good. So let's have a look at how I do this. It's free because you just type into Google. It's fast because literally it's instant results, and as I said, you'll get phrases that real people are searching for and your competition doesn't know about. So I typed keyword research in. That's how I came up with the title for this. I'll show you that in a second. But a little bit further down the page, certainly for short phrases, you've got people also ask. That's a good starting point because, okay, it gives you a quick whatever, but it tells you what else, and that's related keywords, because what are long tail keywords? That's nothing, you wouldn't pick that up from keyword research probably, even though that's what you're looking for, but 3 and 4 keyword phrases and often more than that now. So we do that, and then notice I click the mouse there and you got immediately keyword tools, free keyword research tools, how to do keyword research, which is what I homed in on, keyword research tutorial, software, best research tool free. if none of those tick your boxes, further down the page, searches related to keyword research. Again, that's a good way to drill down, and depending on what your phrases, they can often bring up different things. So for instance, I'd search for accommodation in New York, but if I search down to the related phrases down the bottom, on the screen you've got hotels, you've got cheap accommodation, you've got apartments, self-catering, and a com, so you've even got the abbreviations. So related searches are good if you're at a loss for what else to do, and if you don't get relevant ones the first time round, click on one of those and you'll get more. So again, that. So back to keyword research, and as I said, I did how to do keyword research. Still wasn't long enough because we got one of those things, and that means that it's difficult to compete with. So click on that, and again we got what, 8 suggestions there, something like that. So for free was the one I homed in on. But we got on Google AdWords for SEO 2015. You can guess that there ought to be a 2016 keyword research guide. So that's not even got the whole phrase in, and you could then go off at another tangent for that. In SEO, how to search for keywords on a web page. That's not what you're aiming to do, but it's related, so you might be able to pick up traffic that way if your target market were a bit clueless. How to do a keyword search on a website. That's so again, they're not sure even from that phrase, and that's an interesting clue what you're actually looking for, because it could be keyword research you want to do for SEO, but it could be you're actually just on a web page and you're not sure how to search for it, which again is why you actually want to drill down further. And I got to that stage and got no other options. So, and down the bottom we got related ones that came up earlier, so that's good. And then what I tend to do after that is search for that whole phrase. So you can't see that off screen. Basically it's there. There's a YouTube video. That's the same YouTube video, and then searches related to. So on the first page of result, the exact phrase I'm looking for only appears in one YouTube video, nothing else. That tells me, okay, looking at results here, we've got Moz, that's a high competition site, HubSpot, maybe SEO Nick, not heard of him, but I'm sure he'll get upset if I say that. Backlink I've heard of. Kissmetrics I've heard of, so there's still, this one is still quite competitive. Chance of me actually coming up high on it, not very high. But the YouTube video, 58,000 searches since 2013, and they've got quite a short description, so yeah, maybe. And let's just do a very quick search on YouTube, and incidentally the same kind of suggestions come up on YouTube, not always the same as on Google, so again it's another place you can look. So we got the one we just found, 56,000, another one there with just under 10,000, and again, if I do a quick search on the first page results, there's not very many. I think there were 4 that I found that were actually targeting the actual keyword. So that one's been up 8 months, 300 views. Let's have a quick look. Chances are that it doesn't do much in the way of description. No. So that's the other thing you need to do, but check some of my pages on that as to how to do a proper description for YouTube as well. So that's very quick, how to do keyword research. You come up with lots and lots of ideas and find out the confusion that people have, and you target them, and they, trust me, they come up quite regularly without you doing very much. If you do a YouTube video or a blog post, but realistically a YouTube video nowadays, with a good length description, use quite a lot of the 5,000 character description, and then chances are you'll come up both in Google and YouTube, and you start getting traffic. Okay, thanks for watching. Click the link below this video if you want to find out how to make a YouTube video like this one, or find out a bit more. Thanks very much.